and the international flavor, the universal spice.
Welcome to the Youth University program. I am Honorable Princess Acacia Menon.
And I am Honorable Prince Almasi. We welcome you to join us for the next half an hour for a bottle of information and a box of inspiration.
That's right, Prince. This is a program designed for all ages conducted by the youth.
We bring to you history, science, African languages, and much more.
So if you appreciate love our program, please let us know via the Institute's email, website, Instagram, or Facebook page.
Also, feel free to go to the page of our website and choose from our children's books and other products we have available for you.
Thanks again for choosing Youth University.
Full joy!
On a plantation in Jamaica. Children flock to Mr. Kwaku for a story. They all know he's full of tales from Ghana, the land of their ancestors. But what they don't know, Kwaku winks, is how their ancestors got those stories in the first place. Long ago, all stories belonged to Nyame, the all-seeing sky god. People on Earth were bored and knew nothing about their history. But one creature decided enough was enough. Anansi, the tricky, shape-shifting spider, resolved to bring the stories down to Earth. He spun a web that stretched into the clouds and climbed up to confront the sky god. Crouching at Nyame's feet, Anansi shouted at the top of his lungs that he had come to take ownership of the world's stories. Looking down from his golden stool, Nyame hooted with laughter at the spider's absurd request. Nyame told Anansi that he could have all the stories he wished, but only if he could complete an impossible task. If Anansi brought him Osebo the leopard, Onini the python, Mboro the hornet, and Matia the forest spirit, then he could take the stories. Anansi humbly accepted. Nyame didn't see him grin as he scuttled away. Back on Earth, Anansi grabbed his magic bag and set to work. Anansi found Onini the python bathing in the sun. Anansi scoffed that Onini couldn't be the longest animal, saying he looked no longer than a piece of bamboo cane. Enraged, Onini stretched himself across the bamboo to prove his lengthiness. Anansi quickly bound him, tight to each end, and placed him in his bag. Next, Anansi dug a great pit in the middle of the path where Sabo the leopard usually prowled, and covered it with banana leaves. Sure enough, mighty Osebo soon fell in. Anansi scolded Osebo for his carelessness, but offered to rescue him. As he helped Osebo out of the pit, Anansi swiftly jabbed him with his knife. Osebo fell back to the ground, where Anansi wound him up, tight in spider thread. Then, Anansi heard Mboro and his hornets buzzing. He cautiously approached them. This would be tricky. Their stings could make someone swell up and die, but Anansi knew they hated rain. He filled his mouth with water and spat it at the swarm. As they panicked, Anansi urged the hornets to shelter in his gourd, where they found themselves trapped. Anansi had one more task, to capture Matia, the elusive and mischievous forest spirit. She usually hid herself deep in the woods, but Anansi knew she was lonely. So he made a little doll covered in sap and left it in her path. When she came upon it, Matia spoke to the doll, but became enraged when it didn't answer. She hit the disrespectful doll, and her small fist stuck to its sticky surface. Anansi wrapped Matia up tight and scooped her into his bag, along with the other creatures. Triumphantly, he climbed his web back into the clouds. When the sky god saw that Anansi had completed the impossible task, he was amazed. Nyame told Anansi that he had earned the world's stories. Dancing for joy, Anansi gathered them up, stuffed the stories into his bag, and descended to Earth. There, he scattered the stories throughout the world for people to share. And they did, Kwaku tells the children. Generations have continued telling and reimagining Anansi's stories, even after being stolen from Africa and enslaved. Anansi may be small, but cunning's better than strong, Kwaku says, and tells the children to take Anansi's stories with them wherever they go. Looking at his audience, Kwaku knows that Anansi will persist as a symbol of resourcefulness and resistance in the face of oppression, and a testament to the enduring power of storytelling. For more tales of cunning tricksters, travel to
So that, my friends, is the African mythological story of a very small but cunning spider by the name of Anansi. Yes, we are coming back to mythology, and no, it is not itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout now. This is a real life African mythological story of Anansi. And this story was originated from West Africa among the Akan ethnic group in Ghana, as well as the Ivory Coast. And as mentioned before, Anansi is depicted as a spider or a Spider-Man hybrid, and he is said to be the son of Nyame, the sky god. Okay. And his role is that he plays tricks, but he's also known as the god of wisdom. And he is well known for this famous story that we heard here. His quest to win the world's stories from the sky god by completing the impossible tasks.
And some stories of that said story have different versions, even when it was talking about Anansi catching the tiger or leopard Usebo. He didn't, well, some may say that he didn't stab him. He would have clinged him with his spider webs only. And Anansi's influence on the Caribbean even goes to even the Maroons of Jamaica. Because when these boys were hunting and at night and such, they would gather around in circles and tell stories about Anansi. One such story actually goes, Anansi was extremely feisty or hungry, whatever you want to say, and he approached the gates of a generous king. Now, at the time that this was happening, a big beast, which was, well, not I wouldn't say a friend, but a foe of Anansi, who wanted to eat him, was coming his way. And Anansi actually sang very beautifully for the king, and the king told his guards to let Anansi in. And Anansi ate a lot of food.
Yes. And those, my young ones, are the two stories of the spider Anansi. Blessed love. Blessed love. Welcome to the Kiswahili Corner. Now, in the previous program of Youth University, we learned about the terms relating to morning routine in Swahili. Today, I have about 5 sentences relating to this, and here they are. I wake up early at 6. Namaka mapema saa 6 asubuhi. I shower at 6:30 and brush my teeth for 2 minutes. Naoga saa 6:30 asubuhi na nasafisha meno kwa dakika 2. I eat my breakfast at 7 o'clock. Nakula kifungua kinywa saa 7 asubuhi. I go to school at 8. Naenda shuleni saa 8. I sleep or rest at 10 p.m. Nalala saa 10 na usiku.
Wow.
Yes.
That is very useful for me. Even I could just say, when I'm, I don't know, writing something or anything, I could say, I wake up early at 6 or anything like that in Swahili.
Yes. And that is all for the Key Swahili Corner, where Swahili is always key. Kwaheri.
Welcome to All Things Science, and in today's All Things Science installment of Youth University, we will be talking about the top 11 animals with the strongest bite forces. Now, these bite forces will be measured in PSI, which is pounds per square inch. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically how many pounds of pressure or stress or strength is put on something every square inch. Hence the name pounds per square inch, or PSI. Now, just to give an example, a human's bite force is 160 pounds per square inch. The human is not on the list, by the way. Now let's get into the list. 11th on our list, the lion with 650 PSI, which is honestly not that strong in comparison to what you may think. Next up is the tiger, more specifically the Bengal tiger, with a PSI of 1,050, which is very, very much stronger than the lion. Next up is the hyena, which is actually stronger than the lion and the tiger, with a PSI of 1,100. If these animals, the hyena, wasn't so cowardly, they would be one of the top apex predators in the world. Next up, we have the bear with, well, more specifically the grizzly bear with 1,200 PSI. The gorilla, which with a whopping 1,300 PSI, but these animals are vegan, so they wouldn't have to really use that. The hippo with 1,800 PSI, and the jaguar being the feline with the strongest bite force with 2,000 PSI. Coming in at fourth place, we have the alligator with 2,125 PSI, followed by its close relative, the crocodile, with 3,700 PSI. Second place, we have the great white shark with 4,000 PSI. And lastly is an animal that has gone extinct, which is the dinosaur, more specifically the T-Rex. Now, studies have shown, and scientists have said, that the PSI of a dinosaur or T-Rex is 8,000 PSI. But some may say that the dinosaur can even reach up to 10,000 PSI, and they are number one on our list today. So, that is all for Youth University, but don't go anywhere. That's all for All Things Science, but don't go anywhere. Stay locked with Youth University. Blessed. We have reached the concluding segment of this Monday's Youth program. And before we get into our conclusion, we would like to thank everyone who came out to their busy or not busy schedule to listen to us on Youth University today. So, what did we talk about today?
We talked about the story of Anansi and how he won the World Stories by actually passing the impossible test, where he had to capture four living creatures.
What did we do in the Kiswahili corner?
In the Kiswahili corner, I gave you 5 sentences based on our morning routine in Swahili, which we have learned last Monday.
And in All Things Science, this All Things Science is Hamilton Youth University, we talked about the bite forces of animals in PSI, which is pounds per square inch. And I will recap the top 5. Jaguar with 2,000 PSI, alligator with 2,125 PSI, crocodile with 3,700 PSI, great white shark 4,000 PSI, and the dinosaur or T-Rex, to be exact, 8,000 PSI. So that is it for Youth University today.
And as we always say, I am the best and I deserve the best, and only the best is coming to me now. Black Sky, Ja, Rastafari.
Tune in next time on Youth University.
Peace.
Princess Acacia Menon. Yeah, this week's installment of Youth University. Beautiful, beautiful program. Remember, family, every Monday at 4. We've been doing this for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years now. Every Monday at 4. Come and support the young ones. Give them your encouragement and bring your young ones and come. Hey family, you're in tune to radio and the international flavor, the universal spice, on a beautiful looking Monday afternoon. We definitely remember coming up at 7 p.m. we have the Tiger's Nest radio program. Is going to be heavy this evening. Hey family, give thanks for your presence with us. Honorable Priest Isaac right here with you. Don't go anywhere. I have a few words to share with you right now. Keep it locked.
sans façon. Bosser beaucoup, manger beaucoup. Oh, Africa, c'est ça sans fort. Manger beaucoup, danser beaucoup. Oh, Africa, Amérique ou la barrage de la visa de Sorla. Umake wala ye, iye wala même de la neve. Johannesburg, Zimbabwe, Botswana, le Ghana, Éthiopie, oh, quel beau pays. Africa, oh, yeah,
Africa, 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 Africa,
Africa, oh, yeah,
Africa, Africa, Africa.
Yeah. Give it down. All right, Royal family. Yeah, give me a moment there. Yes, give thanks, of course, to the life giver and the keeper of life. And of course, family, just reminding you this evening at 7 p.m. sharp, right here on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice, we will be bringing to you the Tiger's Nest. Hey, just to let you know, we're actually streaming, we're streaming at the moment to Radio Anu TV, which is the YouTube for a moment, just blessing everyone that would be there with us live and direct on YouTube. Yeah, hey, listen, man, that was a wonderful Youth University program. And within it now, the whole vibration was extremely heavy. I wonder how many of you took that in. You see, this is why it's important to give the youths the African knowledge and culture and heritage and the theme right now, most ones are bringing out is, oh, we're talking too much and it's time to do. And I'm just there watching to see who is saying we talking, because I would like to see what they're doing. You understand? So this is why we need to evolve programs like this. This is a program, the radio program. The International Homeschool, it's a program. The Ancient Astronomy course, it's a program. These programs have results. I mean, I learn when I listen to Youth University. It is not a script that the youths follow, that they go and come on every Monday and say what has been given to them. It is their own initiative, their own research. The Honorable Princess Acacia Menin is the chief research officer here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Did I say Isaacs? I have a few people that literally call me that in Isaac, refer to Isaac, Isaac. Well, anyway. Well, yeah, he's shocked, eh? He's give thanks. He's up. But we give thanks, for the Youth University. Now, Anansi, that's the point I want to get to. So, this is deep. So, the people on the earth were bored because the God in the heavens, what's the God in the heavens? What's his name?
Nyami.
Inyami. Are you hungry? Inyam? Oh, Nyam, you see? Nyam. Inyami, that's when in Antigua here we use the term nyam, which means to eat, nyam, boy, something nyam. It's coming from the ancient African lingua, nyami, inyami. It means to eat when in our dialect as such, as I would have said in the documentary Anu, the ancient city. There are other words that we use like gimiam, which supposedly means give it to me. And interestingly, this is so deep. There's another phrase that we utilize, like after we say gimiam, like you take something from somebody, and gimiam usually comes with force, like you drag it out of their hand. Gimiam, afumi. Yeah, and afumi means it belongs to me. Afumi, it belongs. And these are two specific terms for God. They don't work together. They utilize them individually. Gimiam, afumi. What was the one you just called?
Nyami.
Inyami. You understand? Yeah. So anyway, Anansi, according to the ancient Akan story, would have he noticed that everybody around here is bored because Inyame was up in the sky. Mhm. The sky god. So you see, in reality now, sometimes we would be mocking, we'd be mocking the religious people, not just Christians. Others would say, boy, no God up in the sky. You know. But our ancient tradition said that Anansi weaved his web and built a bridge and went up into the sky to go and check Inyame. You understand? Because in reality, the heavens do declare. And that is why I always say many ones are looking for God to come from the sky, and they still, don't even take the time to observe the sky, to watch the stars, the movements of the constellations, etc., the sun and the moon and planets, so and so. Yeah, because God is in the sky. Oh yeah, man. If you want to see God, you just take time and watch the sky. I mean, then you understand what God is really all about when you look up in the sky. Yeah, man. So don't be afraid. But it's not stargazing now. But in the story, it says that Anansi built the web, the bridge with the web, weaved the bridge, and he climbed up to the bridge, and he told Nyami, hey, listen, man, I understand you have all the stories up here reading, having a jolly old time with yourself. But people down here want to hear the story. Yeah, okay, tell you what. You go and get these 4 characters for me. A leopard, a snake, and what was it? A leopard, snake, a hornet. And it's as if the God know that, Inyami know that, hey, listen, okay, if you're good enough to catch these 3, I know you can't catch the spirit of the forest. So bring these 4 individuals to me, and you can have what you want. And Mr. Anansi the spider, you see, everybody know about Anansi. This is one thing I know. Around here, we used to call him Burr Anansi, and Burr Rabbit, and Burr Fox, and a couple other birds. Yeah. So now he went down and he tricked all 4 characters. You heard, for those who are listening to the Youth University a moment ago, you heard the whole scenario. You got the fullness. And he got the snake and tied the snake up, put down a bamboo and told the snake, hey, tell you what, you're not the longest thing around here. I have this bamboo stick and it's longer than you. And for whatever reason, the snake said, yeah. And he went and he lay down next to the bamboo stick, and Mr. Anansi came and, what's wrong, man? Don't worry, I'll show you. Then he went to the jaguar. According to that story, he put some banana peels over the jaguar's path, dig the hole, put the banana peels, and the jaguar fell in, and then he helped the jaguar out. But when he got him out, according to what was said earlier, he stabbed him, but as the Honorable Prince Almase said, there are other versions of the story, which we know, where there wasn't any stabbing at all. He just wrapped up the jaguar, and then he did the same thing to the hornet, pretended it was raining, and the hornet came for shelter in Anansi's gourd. He used his web to, do him the same thing. And then he caught the spirit of the forest by putting a sticky substance on a little doll that she went towards to get comfort. So whatever, he wrapped them all up, Anansi, and he carried them back to Inyami and said, look them here. And he said, wow, you're not easy. You deserve the stories. Here they are. Go and tell the world. Now, interestingly, the proverb says that all stories belong to Anansi. Remember when we were going through the book, what was the book we have here? Still around here? The
African creation story, Anansi.
Yeah, the marriage of Anansi and
Anansiwa and Edufa.
Anansiwa and Edufa. Deep book. Man, that beautiful. We would have done a few programs where we would have read from some of the chapters. I don't know if you could, that was like about 3-4 years ago. And what that book would have done, in fact, almost every time we're going into a series on the Bible, we always start with that book. Well, for sure, with the concept of the Anansi vibration, because within the book now, the marriage of Anansi and Edufa. I tell you, this is the chief researcher here. He's ain't no joker. Edufa. It speaks of Anansi being within everyone. It's a very deep thing. Anansi is seen as like a Christ figure. But you must keep in mind that the story, we express ourselves in symbolic form, terms that are very popular today, allegory and the esoteric and all of that. That began with us as Africans. That wasn't anything strange. It was nothing to scratch your head about. In fact, if you're going to bring some linear story to us, we're going to wonder what's wrong. Where did you get that from? You know, our expression is always in the high science, metaphysically, you know, again, allegorically and esoterically. So this spider weaving this web up into the sky and climbing up there and speaking to the sky god and coming back and catching a jaguar and a hornet and a spirit plus a snake and then getting all the stories. This is extremely symbolic. Obviously, there's some artworks where you see the web of Anansi covering the globe, and that is symbolic of the grid of the earth. This morning we were speaking of, in the uprising, we were speaking of the ley lines. Those of you who listen to that program, the Small Island Developing States program. We did it earlier today. You should revisit it and check it out. I know to some it may not look like something too exciting, but believe me, you should check out the information that we are speaking of in that program. But anyway, we were talking about the ley lines that many megalithic sites are on, the grid lines. You understand? That's Anansi's web. That's the power of Anansi. Anansi is a Christ figure. If Anansi lived in everyone, and the potential of Anansi is in all, according to the ancient Akan tradition, well, it's like the same science of the Christ figure. That is why originally all stories belong to Inyami. But then after a time, all stories belong to Anansi, Spider-Man. No, this ain't no joke, you know. Remember, Spider-Man's wife is Mary Jane. That's a tiger's nest first. You better believe that. Spider-Man's, well, I mean, we didn't make up Spider-Man, but I mean the concept, because I know you pick up what I'm saying. Mary Jane is marijuana. Yeah, man. Tahuti's wife is Shisha. What does she have above her head? A ganja. Yeah. Don't take Popeye and olive oil. Simple. His wife is olive oil because the Mount of Olives is the place of comfort for the Christ figure. Every time the Christ wants to get away from the world, he go amongst the Mount of Olives. Yeah. This is serious, eh? So just looking at the whole aspects of the mystics and, you know, the heavens and what is taking place here. And Nancy, again, you know, yeah, the grid of the earth is Anansi as well. Listen, family, give thanks for your presence, you know. The tiger's nest, it's at 7 p.m. Yeah, the tiger's nest is at 7 p.m. And yeah, we're going to be going into many different aspects of even the upcoming event, the Who is the Lion of Judah of Revelations chapter 5. And of course, for those who do not know, this is going to be a beautiful and wonderful sit down that we will be having this evening. Well, this evening. But the 25th of May, but this evening too. Oh, I mean, the tiger's nest, full effect. Hey, right now, the lion and the tiger is all about the lion and it's all about the tiger right now. It's pairing up. So we're looking forward to a beautiful tiger's nest this evening. Of course, for those of you who are listening to the stream, you don't know it's Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. You can definitely check us, Priest Isaac institute.com, preciseacinstitute.com. That is where you will find Radio Anu. And of course, definitely I would encourage everyone to become a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. Yeah. So you'll never miss another episode again. Yeah. And I would encourage everyone to keep it locked here on Radio Anu. As you can obviously, this is where all the vibration is, Sometimes you're looking for something to listen to. Sometimes you want to comfort yourself. You're going in the kitchen, you're turning this radio station, you're turning that radio station. Hey, trust me, man, once you come to Radio Anu, you may hear something you may not agree with, but you're going to like to hear it. Yeah, once you're looking for knowledge. Yeah, because we have all levels. You're going to get it here. No discrimination. You understand? This is not necessarily a church radio. You get what I'm saying? This is the information station. This is where you get the vibes. This is where you get a pep, inspiration, as I just said. So you can vision and go forward to the future. We speak everything here. You're getting economics, you're getting domestics, you're getting it all, different lectures and different programs and different conferences. We go live regularly with different conferences that may be taking place here or internationally. And of course, the Tiger's Nest Youth University, Redemption Healing, right here on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. So if it's knowledge you want, if it's information, if it is, whatever levels, all levels, just say it, whatever, say something, whatever levels of knowledge, whether you're talking about essential oils, whether you're talking about Hinduism, whether you're talking about yoga, give me something else, marine biology, give me something, anything you can call. This is a university, this is the institute. There's always something for you to hear right here on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. And obviously, we know how to shake a leg around here. So, yeah, to all the haters, Hey, give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Looking forward to seeing you in the Tiger's Nest this evening right here on Radio Anu. Hey, just blessing everyone from near and far, wherever you may be, in Canada and all over the continent of Africa, all up and down the Caribbean island chain, the United States and South and Central America, and all over Europe and Germany and everywhere else, and Japan, and give thanks for being with us in the Tiger's Nest, in the Lion's Den, and Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. Hey, for those who may be locked in somewhere else, you know how to get here. The link is in their description as we keep it nice, as we keep it good, as we continue to flow. Yeah. Give thanks, life giver and the keeper of life, all the way through. This is Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. Once again, looking forward to your presence with us in the Tiger's Nest. All right. Yeah. Give thanks. This is how it's done.
Africa, 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 oh yeah, Africa, 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 oh yeah,